We've got Osaka versus Iga the other day. Is that the match of the tournament so far? What are your thoughts on that match?
Yeah, it has to be the match of the tournament for so many reasons, right? Because you have this thing where Iga's developing this like kind of Rafa-like mystique on clay. So anytime that gets interrupted, it's it sets the whole venue, makes it still. Obviously, Osaka's comeback, the fact that they have the highest slam totals of anyone active in the tournament.
Yeah.
With the 4-4, can Osaka put herself back into this kind of high level conversation? I've loved the way that she's building throughout the year, and the fact that she's having a performance like this, even being on the wrong side of it, at a slam again, that'll raise a lot of people's antennas around the tennis world. So you have kind of this mixture of maybe our biggest mainstream star with Naomi coming up against Iga Swiatek, who has this mystique. So all the cards were there. It was just a matter of, can Osaka play well enough on this surface specifically, and at this moment in her career, while she's still kind of in build back mode, to challenge Iga. And boy, did she ever challenge Iga. Iga barely got out of there. I thought it was the match of the tournament, quality of tennis. And I think storylines outside of saying goodbye to a player that we all love and respect with Rafa. It was obviously going to be the Rafa show. But just as quality of tennis and champions and storylines, I like the Osaka-Iga match for sure.
Oh, I like that. Osaka. It wasn't a saga.
Oh, that was accidental. I like that.
I mean, look at you, huh? You're in TV now. You're just like coming up with quips left and right. So, if you see here, I love this quote from Naomi. This is like, first of all, this is like putting a flag in the sand, baby. This is like, okay, great match. It's your best surface. I cannot wait to play you on hardcourt. I mean, shit, that's a dagger. And I actually said after the match, I think I tweeted it out. I said, Naomi Osaka, if she plays like that, to me, is the favorite to win the US Open. And a lot of people are like, well, come on, she hasn't won that many matches just because she plays well. Because I felt like she looked unbelievably fit. She was moving so well on the clay. And you think about how well she plays on hardcourt. If she plays even remotely that close, who beats her on hardcourt? I mean, and we know how well she plays on hardcourt, arguably one of the best hardcourt players over the last 10 years. So I'm putting her as equal favorite at the US Open already. I'm putting it in the sand. What are your thoughts on that?
I think you're excited. And I think there's a maybe a recency bias a little bit. I think I said when I saw her in Miami, she was on the verge where she'd played 2 good matches, and then it was just kind of that mental flow, right? We haven't seen her go, this is 2 matches at the French Open, right? The mental wear and tear over the course of 2 weeks is something that I think we have to factor in. We haven't seen that from her in 4 or 5 years. I do think that matters. She had zero to lose in this matchup. So I think that matters as well. But I kind of agree with you as far as things rounding into form. Co-favorite, top 5 favorite, top 10 favorite. I don't know. I think she's going to win a slam again. I feel comfortable saying that. I don't know that I would choose her, over a Sabalenka or, a Swiatek or someone like that yet, just based on kind of day in, day out, average Tuesday consistency. That's still a question mark. But I agree with you from a movement, the way that the ball is leaving her racket, it looks like Osaka again. For the first time since the comeback. The serve is unparalleled. So I'm not mad at your sentiment. I just want to see a little bit longer, and I don't want to disrespect the women that are playing at an unbelievable level right now. Like it's the level is phenomenal.
I want to ask the two of you though. Have you seen? I'll start with you, Sam. But have you seen her this excited on the court? Because she was pumped up. Like I've never seen her scream, "Yes, come on!" More than that, she's usually pretty laid back. And I mean, Mr. Andy Murray. I mean, this is what he put out, which was like, I said, approved, WTA, get your you-know-what together because you got to do a better job at capitalizing on what we saw yesterday. But have you, either of you, seen her that excited? Like, she was like, I've not seen her that pumped up in a long time. So that shows me that she's really back in this to, like, win a slam.
No, I totally agree. And I think this has been the first kind of big match, big situation she's been in a while, where she's playing the number 1 girl in the world. She's playing on the center court at a Grand Slam. So I feel like there's probably some extra emotions going through that match. And it was great to see her fired up and excited. And I'm a little bit with Andy. I'm not putting her as a US Open favorite, but if she continues on this role and has a few more performances like that, I'm totally fine putting her in, hey, she's one of the 3 favorites going into New York.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, even before she kind of, left the tour and dealt with some of the mental health issues and all that, it felt kind of tough watching her go through you felt like she was kind of going through the motions a little bit, you know, and so it was tougher to watch. It feels like she's starting over, and with that she's almost turning back the clock to what you feel when you're 17, 18, coming onto tour. She actually has something to prove again for the first time in a long time by choice, right? She's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Anywhere you top it up, like what's set in stone is set in stone. You can't take away accomplishment, but you could sense that the feeling when you feel like you're gaining on something versus the feeling you have when you feel like you're protecting something. I promise you, one is a lot more fun. And watching Osaka now, it feels like you're watching her gaining on something, kind of hunting as opposed to being hunted.